My name is Abdullah Esa Shebani, and this is my individual alternative assessment for the SAD course. Okay, so let's take a look at the table of contents first. Number one, we have the overview of the project. Number two, we have the overall system. Number three, we have the individual module. Number four, we have the self-reflection. And then in number five, we have the demo of the prototype, and number six is going to be the credits. Okay, let's take a look at the overview of the project first. First, we have the introduction. The transition in educational technique from a traditional or manual-based system to a more technology-independent paradigm has improved the overall quality of teaching and learning process significantly. However, the move has created its own set of problems, with student monitoring and management at the forefront, necessitating the creation of learning management systems. Background study. So what is 2U2I? 2U2I is a data engineering education program in which students complete half of their bachelor's degree at a university and the other half as part of an internship program in the industry, with their final year consisting of a final year project. We have four problem statements in this project. So number one is the no centralized system. So the system that they're currently using is not centralized. Everything is not in one place, which makes it very difficult to manage and control. For the coordinator and the other authorized staff. Number two, we have no official form of communication between supervisors, examiners, and students. So those users would have to use other social media applications to communicate, such as Telegram and WhatsApp. There's no built-in feature that allows them to communicate with each other. Okay, number three, we have there's no way to provide feedback from supervisors, examiners, and students about, let's say, there's no way to give for the students and the examiners and supervisors to provide their opinions or feedback regarding the courses, the assignments, and so on. And then number four, it's difficult to manage student registration records since the current system is currently using Excel sheets to manage the student data, which is very, very difficult, especially when you're handling a large amount of students, each with a large amount of data. So yeah, let's move on to the next slide. Then we have our objectives. Number one is to collect students' evaluations via online questionnaires from the supervisors and the examiners, and save it in the UTM database to include multiple functionalities and features such as uploading, downloading, assessment compilation, and tracking in the system. To put in place a system that enables 2U2I systems to contact to communicate with their supervisors and examiners for feedback and questions regarding the courses and assignments, as well as providing a way for them to view their grades and status of their assessments, registrations, and final year progress. Number four, implementing a new efficient system that allows coordinators, examiners, and supervisors to keep track of 2U2I students' registration, progress, and effort throughout the full 2U2I program, including final year project. Number five, to conduct research and identify the current system's shortcomings and flaws. Then we have our overall system. We have five modules or five processes in our system. Number one is the registering courses. Number two is the upload and download assessments or assignments. Number three is the manage and compile assignments. We have number four, which is the collect feedback. Number five is generate reports. Then you have our physical DFT2B. As you can see here, we have five processes in this physical DFT2B. We also have six data stores. Okay, so let's first talk about the process number one, which is a registered course. So the student here is gonna log in into the system using the student ID and password, and he or she is gonna register courses in his semester, and since our system is going to have access to the course database, the student is going to be able to view all the courses and register in them. And then after he or she registers, that registration data is going to be saved or uploaded into the student's registration record in the UTM database. The coordinator can also log in using the coordinator ID and password to view the progress and the registration of the students. Okay, and then we have number two here, which is the upload and download assessments. The coordinator is going to upload the assessment description and rubric. Those files are then going to be saved in the assessment folder, and then they're going to be later downloaded by the students, and so on. Okay, and then we have process number three, which is the manage and compile assessments. So this process is going to receive evaluation data or student evaluation data from the examiner and the two supervisors. It's going to then compile them into the D3 data store, which is the assessment evaluation folder, to be managed and accessed by the coordinator. Then you have process number 5, which is the collecting of feedback. This is going to collect feedback from the examiner, the two supervisors, as well as the student. And it's going to save those feedback in the feedback folder. The feedback form is also going to be given to them from this folder. Then you have process number 5, which is the process that I am responsible for, that I will be explaining now. Okay, so process 5, generating reports. So what this process basically does is that it receives the compiled management assessments or the evaluation info from the student from the file, and it generates reports. It also generates automated reports based on the student's attendance and progress and performance in the courses that he or she is taking. The coordinator is also gonna be entering the student info, which is going to allow the system to know which student to generate which report to. And then it's going to produce a report, which will be saved later in the report folder or downloaded by the coordinator. Okay, generating reports. So just like I mentioned, the system will receive the student's assessment information from the assessment evaluation folder. Then the system will automatically produce 2 reports about each student's attendance and progress in all the courses that he or she is taking in that semester. The reports will then be saved in the report folder in the system. The coordinator will then be able to access these folders, view the reports, and download them. Then you have our child diagram for the process number 5. Evaluation info, or the compiled student info, is going to be received from the assessment evaluation folder. It's then going to be, as well as the name or matric number from the coordinator entity. It's going to be received by the system. The system is then going to search for the student based on the information entered by the coordinator. Then the course code is then chosen, and the attendance report is then produced. Attendance report or a progress report are then produced and uploaded to the report folder. They're going to be compiled into one report. They're going to be uploaded into the report folder, which is data store 5, and those reports are then going to be downloaded by the coordinator, or the coordinator entered in the form of a PDF file. Then you have the process specification for the system. Okay, for the system we have, first thing is get the number of students, set the number of reports produced to 0. So while the number of reports produced does not equal the number of students, access the data file assessment information from the coordinator, so the name and matric number, and then get the course code, and then produce a report based on the student's attendance, produce a report based on the student's progress, so we'll be producing 2 reports, and then upload those reports to the report folder, Then we increase the number of reports produced by 1. So this loop will keep on looping until the number of students equal the number of reports produced, which will be incremented by 1 every loop. Then you have the process specification for the coordinator. So what the coordinator will do is that he or she is going to receive all the students' reports. Then the number of students' progress checked by the coordinator is going to be set to 0. So we have the condition in our while loop is the number of students checked does not equal the number of reports. So the coordinator is going to enter the student's information. She's going to choose the course, and then view the attendance and report, view the attendance report and the progress report. He or she is going to download the file report, and then the number of students checked by the coordinator is going to be increased by 1, and the loop will keep on looping until this condition is false. Then you have the self-reflection. So this is the mind map. It covers the topics, all the 6 topics that we chose, and it provides a summary, a short summary about them. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You can click here to see the mind map. As you can see, we have the fundamentals of system analysis, chapter 1, chapter 2, project planning process, 3, information gathering, 4, data flow diagrams, user interface design is 5, and system implementation is number 6. Okay. Now we'll move on to the next slide, which is the self-reflection. Okay, in this report, I will be writing my self-reflection for the System Analysis and Design. Section 11. SAD is a second-year course and it consists of 3 credits. This subject has been a constant pleasure to learn. The primary goal of this course is to educate students with a practical approach to system analysis and design abilities using a structured methodology. It also provides students with a wide understanding of a variety of important topics and ideas that can be utilized in a variety of computer science professions. Our lecturer, Dr. Najma Nijad, has been responsive and involved since the first class and has strived to make the course lively and interesting. She gave us plenty of activities and required us to work in groups for some of those activities in order to strengthen our teamwork skills and to gain a better understanding and comprehension of the different topics in the course. Activities covered many very crucial topics in the course such as PRT, CBA, decision tables, and many more. Self-reflection part 2. Okay. Another interesting thing that we had to do in this course was a joint project with the database course. We had to form a group of 4 members to work together on the project throughout the entirety of the semester. I was lucky to be put in the group that I am in. My group members are very smart and proactive. I can rely on them on finishing their parts and submitting them on time. I would say that this is probably the best group that I have been in the past 4 semesters that I have studied in this university. The project that we worked on is probably one of the biggest and most difficult assignments that we were given. So having reliable team members made me always feel relaxed and reassured. The project consisted of 4 parts. 3 of them were group assignments, and the last part was the reflection that was done individually, which is the alternative assessment. The reflection. In order to understand what was required from us, we had to do a lot of research about the different topics that were studied in the semester, which I think helped us a lot when we had to study for our tests, since we already had an idea of what we were going to face. Then part 3, our honorable lectures in this course hosted a number of industrial talks and workshops during this semester. These workshops provided very useful information and allowed us to have a much deeper understanding of what is expected from us in this course and what is required from us in our project. Okay, when it comes to the hi-fi mic operator that we had designed, it had to align to certain SAD concepts and theories that we studied and learned in our lectures. And for instance, the prototype had to follow and be traceable to the flow of the DFD2B and structured decisions that we introduced into the 3 phases of our project. So now we will be looking at the demo of the prototype. We'll be looking at the demo of the prototype made using Adobe XD. So this is the main page that you can see here, or the front, or the main menu. Sorry. I have 4 options. I have this is the access profile of the coordinator, the name and the role, the position, as well as the coordinator ID. We have a list of options here that we're going to choose from. We're going to click on performance reports here, and then we're going to be asked to enter a student name or a student Matric number. Let's say you want to enter the student's Matric number, for example, this one here. And then it's going to take us to the page where it's going to show the students' data, as well as the attendance reports and the progress reports. You can choose between them here. Let's say we click on the attendance reports. We have a list of courses that we're going to choose from, and let's say we want to click on this course right here. This course is going to take us to the attendance reports of that specific student. We have this short monthly report here, and then the PDF icon that allows us to download this report. Then you can look at the different months, for example, December, November, then October, and so on. So a report for each month. And then we go back. So click on the progress reports. Then we choose the course again, and then we look at the progress reports regarding the assessments, assignments, activities that the student has done. Let's say here December, and then we have November, and then October. Then you click on the PDF file here to download and save the report. And at any time we want, we can click on the home icon here to take us to the home menu. Okay, main menu. We then have the credits, the slides and the icons and infographics are credited to these websites right here. And thank you very much. That is the end of my presentation.